No. No. Okay. I have not been talking this entire time, which is really funny because I've been streaming like 2 hours today already. I have been rambling. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll go back through everything. Let's hit the highlights. I can't believe that. Okay, so from the top, we're building an AI that can replace AI. And AI, everyone's worried about AI replacing them. So I'm replacing AI with AI. What that looks like is building an agent that replaces the need for AI agents, right? And the funny thing is, open it. I don't know why ChatGPT is like became this well actually bot. I don't know why. But check this out. It says the AI agent that replaces the need for AI agents framing is a bit misleading. What you're actually describing is an AI agent that compiles itself out of the loop by turning one-off reasoning into reusable systems. So I think first off, it slightly doesn't understand what I want. And I refine that in later prompts. But the other thing is, I don't really see a difference, right? Like an AI that replaces itself, in my mind, is the same as an AI that compiles itself out of the loop, right? Like, what does that even mean? Isn't if an AI takes your job as a developer, is it compiling you out of your own job? Is it compiling you out of your desk? No, right? Like it's replacing you. Um, so I don't know. I think that's a little goofy, right? And then it tries correcting me, and I think it's wrong about, or it's right about this. I want to explore the task. I wanted to break it down into steps, um, and I want it to like observe outcomes. I corrected it a little bit on this. Like, I don't really care so much that it observes outcomes, so much that it just breaks it down into steps and picks the right thing. Picks a simple solution. Um, Evaluation, as long as it's not broken, I don't really care. And then the biggest thing is I do want it to distill it into a reusable artifact. So how this is different from other AI is that a lot of people are trying to streamline AI. So let me show you like this Hermes agent. In the
And also
startup
because it
ideas
knows
pod,
you.
whoops, in the startup ideas they call it Hermes, which guaranteed it's not French. It's not French. It's not Hermes, right? There is no cigarettes, no acrobatics. This is this is Hermes agent, right? Um, but it basically it's like fixed a lot of the problems with Claw, OpenClaw, which is that you just start using so many tokens that it's like this. I spent $100 trying to send an email to someone, right? Like that sucks. What they talked about is Hermes, because it remembers over time and can build better skills for itself. Um, it improves over time, but it also it doesn't always. It still has it relies on an AI. So when like Anthropic produces a new model, and they start charging you way more, right? And they get rid of their old model so you can't use the cheap one that made sense and solve your problems. Um, your prices just keep going up, and you're trapped in their ecosystem, right? And so I think the real solution is to create tools that people can use, and AI agents can figure out how to use them too. But The real point is to use AI like it's an investment. So I spend one time, maybe it's like $30 and it builds out this pipeline. And then I never have to pay the AI ever again to build me something like that because it's done. It built a product, it gave it to me, and now I can give it to that employees. I 10x my employees with AI, but I don't have to keep paying for AI. I think that's like huge. And I don't know why nobody's talked about, like, thought about that. There's actually this meme, which I think is pretty funny. Um, somebody, somebody posted this in, I think it was on GitHub. It's, it's just great. Um, it's basically a guy who's like, I don't care about code. I just want to download the application and use it. Right? Why is there code? Make an exe and give it to me. They think everyone's a developer. I'm not. I don't understand it. I only know how to download and install applications. So why is there code? Just make an exe file, you stupid, smelly nerds. And I think that's the thing is like, we're all a little bit stupid and smelly, and we think that people want more code and more AI and all this stuff, but really they just want something that works. And you can either use AI to streamline running code, or you can just have the AI build you something, just build you the exe, right? So then anybody, they don't have to be technical, they just click the button, and then whatever the process is, all of a sudden works, right? And I'm really excited to try to make this because I think it solves actually like a lot of problems. So let's just go through like what I'm trying to do. Yeah, and there, like, I think even the funny thing is the more I explained it to ChatGPT, the more it started like realizing, oh shoot, it's cooked. And it started like hyping me up. So at first it's like, oh well, actually, right? And then it starts lecturing me on all this crap I don't really care about. Phase 1, record, replay. Phase 2, replay, parameterize. Yeah, and that's kind of what I described. Turn messy real-world execution into abstractions automatically. So I corrected it on a few things with that, and I'm just giving the recap so you're kind of like, okay, I know what's going on. This is all the lore, right? So I said, yeah, that sounds about right, but there's a few extra details. Applications should prioritize most efficient lean solution. And I gave it this thing. I said it should start with a script, maybe go to an algorithm, a lightweight AI model, local LLM, and then a frontier model, and should always seek confirmation before introducing paid options. Right? So I want it to start super simple, right? Like I want to be able to run it on this. So you know what it is. I want to be able to run it on this, right? I want to be able to run whatever the solution is on this. And I can if it follows this process, right? Like if I'm doing a calculation, I don't need a Premiere model to do that, right? I can probably just run a script and add some numbers and make something work, right? And if I do need a frontier model, like frontier models are great for coding. And I think that's it. Like I really don't think that any business operation needs anything beyond a local LLM. They're crazy. Like have you used Gemma 4? They're crazy. They're they're so good. They're so good. Honestly, I should do like a course on online how to use your own LLM because they're so good. You don't need to pay for ChatGPT. You don't need to pay for Claude. You don't need to pay Anthropic. You don't need to pay anyone. Don't pay Google. Pay yourself. they're crazy. So all that to say, um, I want the application to prioritize like the simplest solution, not the AI hype solution. Um, let me check the studio real quick. Oh, whoops. Okay. I really think this could become something also. So I'm going to keep going. And feel free to drop any questions in the chat. So the other thing that I said is like, while in planning mode, I want it to optimize for, or I want it to plan and explore and give estimates. I'd like to research its environment before exploration, so figure out what could be done. Right? If the problem's already been solved, then just copy that. And then this is a big one. I said, I don't just want it to distill what worked into reusable artifacts. I want it to automate an entire pipeline by exploring each step and then streamlining a solution for that given step. So what I'm saying is, um, don't just like record, oh, this is the easiest way to send an email. Write a script so that you automatically send the email. And I gave this example. I said, for example, if a user is calculating estimates and emailing quotes for a project, it should break down the task and find the leanest solution for each task. For example, pull the data could just be a script. Generating a price estimate could be an algorithm, maybe a lightweight machine learning model. Drafting an email is the only time you would need a local LLM. And then email would just be a script and an API call. Right? Each of these steps should be explored, understood, optimized, and then automated. So nothing is overdone, right? You could have generative AI do all of it, right? But do you want it doing math? Do you want it seeing all of your customers and then dumping that into their model and training it up so that your competitors can come in and just be like, hey, give me ideas from, right? Like, you can keep it all local, you can keep it all super efficient, and you don't have to pay anyone. And then let's see. The last thing is, the goal wouldn't be to package it as an executable tool for AI, but to package it for human use. For example, you have an AI automate cold outreach pipeline so that sales members can run the script with every new lead they get. And then I think after this, like, there was a turning point where ChatGPT stopped like correcting me and started realizing like, oh shoot, I'm cooked. Right. And here was kind of that thing. It started like hyping me up a little bit. So what you're describing is much sharper than an AI agent platform. It's closer to a cost-aware automation compiler with systems thinking baked in. And I think this is actually a pretty good description. Your system follows this rule. Never use intelligence when a deterministic system will do. What that actually means is if we need something super complicated, we'll use the super complicated thing. But if we can do something that's like consistent and easy, we just do the consistent and easy thing. It's kind of like the midwit meme, like, right? Like this one. Like, everyone's out here just using AI for everything, but it's like I just write a script. I just write a script, right? I don't know. In my mind, that's right. I just click the exe. Your system should follow this rule. More importantly, continuously downgrade intelligence over time. That's the opposite of most AI systems, which default to LLMs for everything. So it's your priority stack. This is excellent. Like, it's really hyping me up. There's another part where it goes, like, you explicitly don't want to bind exploration, which is good. Step 5, step optimization. This is new and critical, right? Like, it's just really hyping me up. What you're really building is not just an agent, not just automation. You're building a system that converts cognition into infrastructure, right? That's a big deal. It is really hyping me up, which is just funny. And but I think this is legit. We'll see if it actually becomes something. But I really think it could be. Yeah. Another funny thing, check this out. So I don't know if you caught this, but here, I don't know if you caught this, but this was the original thing that I gave it, and that it said in the previous prompt. I think this is actually a great example of why you don't want to use AI in your business, right? In the last prompt when I was talking, in the last prompt when I was talking with it, it said, your priority stack. This is excellent. Script, algorithm, lightweight machine learning model, local LLM, frontier model, right? So that's the escalation. We start simple and we work our way up, right? But then I say one more thing to it, and all of a sudden it goes script, algorithm, local LLM, frontier LLM. So in one piece of the conversation, it went from, it just totally forgot about something, right? And I think that's, unfortunately, like, that is a flaw. If you want something like this in your business, or if you want to use something like this to grind a video game or whatever, right? Like, you're going to have little blurbs like these. And sometimes that can matter a lot, especially in a big business. Whereas, right, like, you could also just have something that copies it from one prompt to the next. So what I did is I told AI, this is good, except you forgot to pull the lightweight model. You forgot to put lightweight model in between the algorithm and the LLM. So I told it, hey, fix this. This is wrong. Also, I don't think that's important now. I do want it to work with Obsidian. I think that's cool. So let's just keep going through this. Step solver with logging. Okay, so one thing I'm asking is like, how would you recommend um logging each of the steps? And then let's see, artifact generation, single runnable script, or a small folder with main config. This is your product. Single run pipeline combination, requirements.md. So let's just look at this real quick and make sure. So do they want to record all this in a directed acyclic graph? Or is this, I don't know. Implement strict execution priority script algorithm. Um, 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 so yeah, I'm just going through this to make sure it all makes sense. Um, and then one more thing. Um, maybe let me see. Let's see. Is Llama CPP? Let's see, does it run on? Okay, I think I want it to do Llama CCP or CPP. The reason is just because it's super lightweight. Okay, cool. So I think this is the last three things. I'm going to ask it one more question after this. So I always do. Okay, requirements. Lightweight ML is in the capability ladder. This is a good addition. You were the one who took it out. See, this is why you will be replaced, GPT. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then the nuance that it throws is like the most annoying. Well, actually, like, yeah, of course I'm gonna test all of the stuff, but like, whatever. New line delimited JSON or SQLite. I'm pretty sure that Hermes uses a full SQL database, right? No, it is SQLite. So, I mean, I can probably do something like that. New line delimited JSON. I have no idea what that means. Specifying local model stack, Llama CCP, and Gemma, yes, with one caveat. Absolutely default to this. Don't hard lock it. Better provide as default implementation. Keep interface abstract. Yeah, of course. I feel like I asked that. It feels like OpenAI is smart and it has to show you it's smart by correcting you on like the most unimportant thing. And I'm going to say, okay, just the and I think Um, and then I want to say, please don't update. You know what? I'm just going to ask it separately. Oh, wait. I actually forgot to. I've never heard of JSON-L. Now, here's what I want to do. Um, for future. Yeah, I don't care about. Hmm. Okay. No. Okay, so it is canvas. Okay. So let's just give this a try. So what we're going to do is new. Okay. So now I need to set up cursor. So I'll explain what we did real quick. We asked AI for a description of all the stuff that we need to do to build this agent. So we're going to ask it for the entire document and a single output, right? It's going to push all of this out. Okay. So here we go, but let's look at it real quick. So autonomous workflow compiler, MVP requirements, final. System must break down a task, solve each step, leverage existing solutions, log execution, and output clean, reusable artifacts. A script with instructions. Um, I don't really want to just read this line for line. Um, okay, so this looks good. What I want to do is just copy it. I'll just do JSON-L. So we're going to take this whole thing and paste it in right here. Okay. Oh, you know what? I need to do a few things. This is actually really important. Everyone, whoever ends up watching this at some point in the future, um, here's some things you need to know. I just set up a new cursor instance, but there's some things that'll save you a lot of money and get things going really fast. So let's go into the settings. Once I find it. They're wild for that. Um, Cursor account. So I've got $60 a month that I have to like burn. So what I really want to do is go to rules. And this one is so important. Do not write comments in the code to note that changes were made, nor should you excessively write long and verbose comments. Okay. So this one comment will save you like so much money. It's kind of crazy. Cursor loves putting in comments, and each one of those just eats away at your money. So you tell it not to write comments, and it'll not do it, which is pretty great. So let's go to agents or models. And I think I'm going to use, let me see. I think we're going to use Sonnet. And we're just going to full send with Sonnet. Right? Oh, and I realized I'm still in the top corner. I don't like that. Okay. Please construct a plan for honestly, I'll just send it with this. I'll say, please construct a plan for implementing the requirements in requirements.md. And look at how fast it's going. So while that's going, I'm going to open up Cursor over here. Okay, crazy. So I think this is the document we already had. Research layer, library and patterns, cost estimator. So let's just see. So that entire plan that it made cost 5 cents. Which isn't bad. Um, um, okay. I'm going to say let me look at the plan real quick. Architecture models, domain model. Um, 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 let's see. Step executor and ladder. You know what? Focus on exploration is a bad piece of advice. I'm going to say controlled exploration. Artifact generator. Yeah, key design decisions. Natural language parsing almost always needs an LLM, right? That makes sense. Known solutions start with file system, library, and patterns. Um, Generated code quality prefer smaller reviewed templates over freeform LLM code gem. Yeah. Okay. Um, I just want to see if I just tell it full send, what does it do? And just because I want to. No. I just put it up in the corner. So we'll see how that goes. I'm actually going to set the oven to make some chicken nuggets. So look into just building out stuff. This is kind of crazy to watch. It was like spooky. All right, I'm gonna go make some chicken nuggets while this is going. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. I actually have no idea what this is doing. I'm gonna stop it when it finishes this. Ooh, except it's not installing into a virtual environment. We'll just send it. I should have set that up. Okay. Yeah, I figured. Oh, it did everything. Holy smokes. Okay. What the heck? Okay, so let's first this is what I want to see is we just got all that code. How much would it have cost? 50 cents. Man, so how much are these people using to be spending like thousands of dollars? Okay. So let's check out the README. Set up Python 3.11. Okay, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get PyCharm open. Where is this? What the heck? There we go. Okay. Let me see if I can just run. Init base OpenAI client. Okay, let's see. Where is main pie? Oh no, sorry, I see. So let me actually add this real quick. Um, and while that's going, let me just open. Where's open recent? Oh, I just want to see. Okay.